This is the completed pedal board. This is pedalboard 1 of 2. So this is all the overdrives and a ditto looper and basically a vibe machine and an octalan up front. So a couple of fuzzes, a couple of overdrives. So this board is 32 by 18 and that's pretty as compact as I could get it. So a couple of little features we'll go through, and I'll try to keep this steady for you guys. But so with the wah here, made a, what I normally do when mounting, especially doing like a dual lock mount, is I make a wah plate, which is basically similar to this, and it's done with just this fiber board, particle board, I forget what you call it, but it's about 1/8 of an inch, 3/16 of an inch thick, and it's I have a template for this, and I just cut this out on my router, and it basically allows you to use the stock wah screws on the wah and without getting any kind of vibration, and or once you take the feet off, those screws, if you use the regular plate, they don't go in far enough, and it causes all kinds of issues. So that's one thing. Another thing here with the fuzz face was I made a little external battery for it with a on-off switch, so you can turn it on and off, because mostly I did this as a kind of convenience to the customer, but also for me when I was building it, is I always forget to unplug the in on these things that need to run on a battery. Pretty simple box. It just goes out to 2.1 millimeter DC connector, and then goes to a battery clip that just interfaces with the other battery clip inside the fuzz face. So that's another thing. Using a fixed Pedalboards riser here for our second tier. Great sheet metal, black, just super well built. Really happy with this. I had seen these guys online and reached out to them, and got this and could not be more pleased. Also, another thing I got for this build was the One Spot Pro CS12 from True Tone. Just a great power supply. I like the Voodoo Labs as well. I like the Strymon. We're using that on the second board. But this is just great for this board, which has a lot of pedals on it. And I basically used the two 18-volt outputs to power a couple of the pedals that would run at 18 volts. One was this Vimaram Tube Screamer, and also the Origin Effects slide rig, great compressor. So yeah, and then if you want to just kind of get a little look-see here, used our Three Monkeys solderless patented DC plugs and cable for doing all the wiring, and did all the wiring for the DC in red. And then we used our 1/4 inch audio connectors as well with a black cable. So that's, and then basically everything's just in series. Signal flow goes wah, fuzz face, the Kingtone Octalan, the Drybell Vibe Machine, and then after that we're going out to the tuner and then into the slide rig, Mirasol, Archer, Tube Screamer, Zen Drive, the Dumbleoid, the Chase Tone preamp, and then out the Ditto, and then that goes out to the second board, or just can go out to a mono amp. And the reason the compressor and the tuner are after these first 4 effects is these are basically the kind of Hendrixy kind of thing that if you run all these together, especially with a fuzz and a wah, with these 1 megohm inputs, they really want to see your guitar pickup. I didn't want to run the tuner or the slide rig in front of those with those buffers, and even though you can switch the tuner to true bypass, which I have done, I just really wanted it to see the guitar chord and the guitar pickups direct. So that's pretty much it. This board weighs in about 5 pounds, and I did build it out of some different kind of materials. I built it out of sign material, which is, trade name is Coroplast. And it's just basically this fluted it's probably polypropylene. Basically, it's this fluted plastic, and it's about a 1/2 inch thick. And what I did was, you can see it has kind of a grain running one way. And what I did is I put the laminate opposite that grain to give it a little bit more strength. And it came in weighing about 5 pounds. And for a board this big, that's pretty darn good. So here's the board. This one is 24 by 20 and basically has a Mutron Phaser 2 in the first loop here. So this first loop goes to the Mutron. Second loop goes to a EP3 Echoplex. This one just happens to be mine. The customer has his own. And then after that, we go into this Ventilator 2, incredible Leslie simulator. And then we're going stereo out of this into this stereo in on the El Cap from Strymon, El Capistan. And we did that by using a TRS plug from Square Plugs that I wired to our 3 Monkey solderless 1/4 inch, one side yellow, one side purple. And then out of the El Capistan into the Flint, same thing, stereo out, stereo in. You just go inside these Strymons, and there's a little small jumper inside that you just reconnect to make it stereo from mono. Using the Strymon Ojai, I think this is the Ojai R30, for power on this board. Also have basically the Mutron and the Echoplex are AC powered, and then the third thing on this power strip is the R30 Ojai. And I didn't really want to do, since this is a vintage effect, I didn't really want to cut the cord, and so I basically just tidied it up underneath these risers I built basically on top of the power supply, and its accompanying computer wall wart style thing. Again, 3 Monkeys DC solderless in red for power. Everything's running at 9 volts except for the ventilator, which takes 12 volts, and that's positive tip. So we used a polarity switcher, a little small polarity switcher cable, which I think came with that True Tone CS12. Great little just mono loopers from One Control, called the One Loop Box in the Minimal series. Pretty easy to remember. So basically your inputs here, Mutron first, then Echo, then Ventilator, then the El Capistan, then the Flint, and then we're gonna go out in stereo to 2 amplifiers. You can also do a mono amp if he wants. And that's basically it. Same build of the Coroplast with black laminate top and bottom, and dual lock is holding everything on these boards. Okay, here's a little something I didn't show before. For the Echoplex, instead of trying to dual lock it down, because it's got a fan underneath and you want to give it plenty of air, I just basically made these little kind of donuts out of ply, and they're tapered on the inside just like the feet are, and they're dual locked down so they don't move. And basically you just set the Echoplex in there, and it doesn't move. This is not going to be moved around like that. This is mostly going to sit in one spot. So I just wanted to have an easy, quick solution to do that.